Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my show where I offer misguided advice about video games. Game of choice, Hearthstone. My name is Meerkat, and today is Monday, March 23rd, 2015. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Rofldin deck. Now, this is a Paladin deck that I got from Day9, from Day9.tv. This is one of the decks that he showcased last week in his one of his dailies. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of gimmicky. I personally don't have the greatest win rate, but I do have a lot of fun when I win with this deck. With that being the case, let's go ahead and go down the list here, shall we? Okay, 2 Wisps, 2 Blessing of Mights, 2 Abusive Sergeants. The Blessing of Might and the Abusive Sergeants are going to be really great cards to pair up with things like your Stonetusk Boars, your Echoing Ooze, and your Young Dragonhawks. Anyways, moving on. 2 Argent Squires, 1 Elven Archer, 2 Leper Gnomes, 2 Stonetusk Boars, 1 Young Dragonhawk, 2 Annoy-o-Trons, 2 Echoing Ooze, 2 Haunted Creepers, 2 Knife Jugglers. Haunted Creepers go great with Knife Jugglers, as I'm sure you're already aware. 2 Coghammers, 2 Divine Favors for some card draw, 2 Hobgoblins, which is what makes this deck really fun to play, and then finally 2 Jeeves. The Divine Favor and the Jeeves, you definitely want to have card draw on this deck. If you do not have any card draw, you're going to totally run out of steam and die a horrible, lonely, brutal death with nothing but 1 Silver Hand Recruit and 1 hit point. At least that's my experience. So with that being the case, what you want to do is when you mulligan, either try to shoot for a Hobgoblin or try to shoot for card draw. If you can get at least one of those type of things
Uther versus Jaina.
Every single game, obviously, but if you can get at least one of those 2 things, then you'll be sitting pretty good. So try to shoot for those. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and throw everything back. Because I have so many cheapy minions, I'm willing to throw them all back in the hopes of getting card draw. And indeed, I did get a card draw. I got a Jeeves here, so that's good news for us. We'll wait for our opponent to make his decision there. Yeah, and you kind of just want to play, very smart. You don't want to just rush everything to the face, even though it's a good play a lot of times. Sometimes it's not a good play because you're going to just completely run out of steam, especially playing against something like a Druid or a Paladin or a Mage where they've got big, massive board wipes. You really want to be careful and don't let your opponent get the board control. This really relies heavily on you having the primary board control, and if you are able to kind of dodge a swipe or dodge a consecration or a flame strike, basically meaning that you know that he's most likely not going to play it and you're willing to take that chance, then it can pay off pretty heavy, or it can pay off pretty big in the end. But you know, you got to really know your opponent. You got to know what he's playing. Oh, what just happened? Oh no, did I lose? Oh no, it's a draw. What? Okay, alright, game 1, it was a draw, so let's go ahead and hop into the next match, shall we? Anyways, yeah, so mulligan for card draw, mulligan for Hobgoblin, everything else is arbitrary because everything is so cheap. What else about this game? If you don't have the card draw, you're going to run out of steam. The weapon, oh, you have the Coghammer, very important. Make sure you have a minion onto the board before you play your Coghammer, because if you don't, then you're gonna be like me half the time, where I forget and then I go, damn it, I forgot the Coghammer has the battle cry of Divine Shield and Taunt. Anyways, don't forget about that. Don't forget about your battle cry. I do it all the time. Oh, okay. Well, actually, okay. So we have 2 Divine Favors. Not the most ideal situation, but the good news is, we're playing against a warrior. And I'm going to go ahead and end the turn. Even though I could go ahead and drop down a couple of the cards, I'm going to go ahead and just let him build up and start doing his armor taps. That way, I can just do a Divine Shield, or Divine Favor. He might be playing a minion here, though. What? He's playing his coin. Is he playing? What is he doing? Oh, this is perfect. Okay, great. This is really good. Actually, this is beautiful. Check us out. I'm going to go ahead and Coghammer. Bada bing, bada boom. Give him some card draw. He's probably going to say something like, thank you, or thanks. And then he's going to get more cards, which is good for us. It's really good for us because we have Divine Favor. Believe me, it's a good thing. Okay, let's see what he does here. He might just armor tap here. Yeah, he's not too worried about the Silver Hand Recruit here. Okay, beautiful. So he's at 8 cards. And okay, this is great news. This is great news. Let's go ahead and drop down a Leper Gnome. And let's just go ahead and do Divine Favor for 4 cards. I like that play.
The battle.
I'll go ahead and just end the turn. Okay, beautiful. So this deck doesn't really require that you have to rush him down. You just need to overwhelm your opponent with all these cheapy minions. Okay, let's see what he does here. He might be playing that. Yep, Death Spite. I had a feeling he was going to be playing that. Okay, so he's still at 8 cards. Let's just go ahead and play the Knife Juggler now while we're at it. And let's go ahead and play the Haunted Creeper. And let's go ahead and play the Argent Squire.
Protects me.
And let's go ahead and play the Wisp. Yeah, I know, it's kind of like a giant waste, but the good thing is I got a lot of stuff on the board. He's got a lot of cards in his hand, and next turn I can drop even more cards, do another Divine Favor, and be way ahead of him on card draw. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, and if you've got the Divine Favor, if you've got the Jeeves, you know, in the early to mid portion of the game, by the end of the game, like by turn 10, you're gonna find yourself like, you know, 3, 5, 8, 10 cards ahead of him in card draw. What did he do? Did he not attack the? Where did he attack? He attacked into the Haunted Creeper. That's interesting. I would not have pictured him doing that. Okay, let's go ahead and drop down some more cards. Capitalize on the Divine Favor. Okay. Let's go ahead and drop down this guy. Okay. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and attack into him. Go for the face. Okay, and Divine Favor for 5 cards sounds pretty good to me. Hopefully we'll draw into a Hobgobline. Looks like we might not be getting one. Nope. Okay, well the good thing is I've still got some card draw. And now I'm at 12, he's at 18, already 6 cards ahead of him. And we're only on turn 6, which is really, really good. And he's down to 14 hit points and I'm at 28. And it's crazy, it's like really cheap cards. These are, I mean, I've got Wisp for crying out loud, you know? Really, really cheap cards. So, oh, this is beautiful. And I've got, oh, yeah. Okay, I've got an Abusive Sergeant, and I've got a Blessing of Might. That is 5 plus 1 is 6, is 12 points of damage. Can we kill him? Can we kill him? Okay, let's try this. Do this. Okay. Let's do... I'm gonna drop down. Let me think here. Drop him down. Let's drop down the Leper Gnome. Still nothing. Okay. Okay, let's give this a try. Let me see here. Stonetusk Boar. Boom. Boom. Oh, I think we got him. Yep, I think we got him. Oh, and there's the game. With the Young Dragonhawk for the win. I probably shouldn't have taken me that long to figure out how to win that match, but when I finally realized that I could, ooh, that was rewarding. Anyways, so I'm just gonna play that one game. I don't want to bore you to death. I just kind of wanted to show you the basics of the deck and give you an idea of some fun little things that you could do, especially like that finisher with the Young Dragonhawk. It's not often I get that kind of a finisher with these games, but it's fun when I do. Very, very fun. So there's a deck list one more time. Pair up your Abusive Sergeants and your Blessing of Mights with either your Echoing Ooze, your Young Dragonhawks, your Stonetusk Boars. Pair up your Haunted Creepers and your Echoing Oozes with your Knife Jugglers. Make sure that when you use your Coghammer, you have a minion down first, which I've forgotten multiple times. And then for Mulligan, try to go for either Jeeves, Hobgobline, or Divine Favor. One of those three cards. If you get it in the opening hand, everything else doesn't matter because it's all cheap anyways, and you'll be able to play something most likely on turn 1 and or turn 2. So yeah, there you go. Keep in mind, you do not have to rush your opponent in the face right away. If you try to do that, your opponent most likely will have an answer to everything that you throw down. For example, you say, oh, turn 1 I drop down a Leper Gnome. Turn 2 I drop down a Haunted Creeper. Turn 3 I drop down a Hobgoblin. And all of a sudden, you've got nothing on the table by turn 4, which has happened to me. And you've got maybe 2 cards or 3 cards in your hand, and you're kind of like, well, this is pointless. Now all my stuff that I was going to be using to kind of synergize with other things has gone away. So keep that in mind. You don't have to face rush your opponent. You want to make sure you do some valuable trading, but also remember to know when to attack your opponent, even if he's got a minion on the table. If it makes sense and it's good value, then obviously go for it. And that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it informative. If not, in the very least, what not to do when you're playing this deck. And yeah, leave a comment or a suggestion in the comments below. Hit that like button for me if you will. It really helps out my channel, trying to gear it up. And yeah, thanks for watching this video, and until next time, my name is Meerkat.